Well, hello all you internet watchers. If you're like me, you're on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever you might be watching this, uh, looking for tips and hints. So in this case today I want to talk about septic pumps, and I want to show you what's happening here at my house. So I live on an acreage, and it's common every few years that you're going to have to change your septic pump. So I didn't try to clean up the scene here. I just not done to impress anybody. This is the reality of what it is when you have a septic problem. So let's have a look and I'll show you what I got here. Okay, so you can see here I've pulled the old pump out. You can see how much corrosion and so on is on the top of that pump. Pump still hums, but it doesn't turn. I may be able to get it working again, but you know what? It's just not worth the effort to try to get it to work, because it might only work for a month or less. So what I want to show you today is a couple of things that you can do to make your life simpler. So first of all, we got a beautiful warm day here. I think it's going up to about 27 Celsius. So it's not that unpleasant to do this job today, but it's still a lot of work. You can see I got tools strewn all over the place. I got my pressure washer out because I wanted to wash the pump off so I can get it apart without making a mess all over everything. And I've put the new pump together, put the hose on. So the key to doing this job easily, or more easily, it's not a pleasant job no matter what you do, but the key to doing it more easily is to have a quick disconnect. So that's what I have here. I've got a quick disconnect, so that all I do is I reach down inside the pump, or sorry, inside the tank. This is some insulation on it that I use. First of all, when I discovered my problem, my tank was full right to here, almost to the top. So fortunately for me, I've designed this system with backwater valves, check valves, and it never comes back in the house. The toilet won't flush, and that's the first thing you notice. Lazy flushing toilet, so then I come out and I check it. Now I should have a float switch in here, but I don't. Like an alarm switch, I should say. But I would recommend one. Everyone should have that. I have some extra floats. I'm going to probably put a light bulb back here. I used to have a light bulb. So if the tank gets above its normal level and the float turns upside down, it opens a switch. The switch turns on a light. You say, oh, there's something wrong with my pump because the water level is higher than it should be. So that's one thing. You can see I've pumped this out. I've used some flexible line, and I have an extra pump that I have on hand. So for this type of thing, if you live on an acreage, you're going to experience these problems. So again, we got a quick disconnect. So I just reach down in there, I open that up, and then I just pull that pump out, and I disconnected the hose, put it on the new pump, and now I'm about ready to put the new pump back down in. I'll reconnect it and I'll run it, and it should be good. And this pump lasted me 6 years. That's something else I might point out. And it'll be controversial. Some people will disagree with me, and that's okay. I go by experience. I don't go by what people say all the time. My experience is this mediocre pump lasted me 6 years. I could have bought a pump that was 4 times the price. I think I paid $60 for that pump. This pump's $179. That's inflation for you. But I've bought pumps that were $900 in the past, in the last 2 years. So, you know what, I think I'll stick with the cheap pumps and hope that I get the same use out of this pump. So that's it for this video of Home Hint for border home inspections. I like to think of myself as an acreage expert because I've had all these issues. Everyone has these issues if you live on an acreage. And I happen to be the guy that fixes things around here, so I experience them firsthand. And they're messy, but you can do it yourself if you know what you're doing. And again, plan ahead, put the disconnect in if you have to change the pump so that it's a quick and easy. Otherwise, you have to pull this out, kink the pipe. It's just it's a mess. And then, you know what? This generally doesn't happen in the summertime. Almost always happens in the wintertime. Usually Christmas Eve. I'm being facetious, but that's been known to happen. So prepare ahead, do your preventative maintenance, and hopefully you keep your water out of your basement.